Hello, comrades. It's Premier River, and I am back again. And I paused time just because I can. I was getting ready for the video to start. In any event, time is moving forward again on our small town. Well, it's not really so small, but it's getting bigger. And we plan on another thing. I know I plan on a lot of things around here. Doesn't seem like we've been getting too much done, but I think we have a lot of problems straightened out. If you take a look at our moolah up there, we are approaching 50,000. Now, one thing to say is that don't get too excited about the 50,000. If you've been watching the series, you know that compared to when you start out a map, when you're in 2013, this is probably like 35 times less. So it's probably like the same thing as having like 10 million or less than that. So keep that in mind. It's really, we could cut through that 48 million quite quickly on this map. But at the same time, we've gotten over here. This was one of the things that we were doing. And I think we have power to our town flats. Now, I don't have all the trucks and whatnot we would need bringing supplies out here, but we also don't have our supply thing in place either. So my next priority is to try to get these guys to build these things. Now, I was getting them to build the bus stops as their biggest priority, but I think that it's going to be an equal priority to get people over here is to build these things. So now I've sort of made not necessarily complete things, and there's some vehicles over here, and then I got confused as to who's heading over here and who's not. But just for the sake of it, I would like to try to assign these to be helpful. I don't know if they're going to do much. See, I already assigned that guy to do stuff. Maybe they will haul some things out of here. Yeah, I see a truck moving anyway. They don't have any people, so they're not going to be able to do too much. This guy is auto searching, but he's just auto searching. I don't know. See, I don't know why he wouldn't pick that up, right? Like I don't understand. The auto search is kind of weak, it seems to me. Like there's no reason that he wouldn't have said, hey, let me go bring supplies to here that I'm aware of. Now, are there supplies on the site? No, see, I mean, it really, there's no supplies on the site, so why wouldn't, even though he doesn't have a source of workers, you would think he still would have auto-searched. He's on auto-search find buildings. Now, is there a reason? The range. Okay, well, there you go. Never mind. Forget what I just said. There you go. Okay, he could start doing a bunch of stuff. I have no problems with that. Now, the other thing, you know what, now that I think about it, yeah, let's get, I don't know that I reassigned him. Yeah, no, you know what, I can't, let's not do the concrete or the asphalt till we get the people in. It's not that urgent that we get this guy. Bricks, yeah, that's already changed. Yeah, then we can change this to here now. Good, so a little bit less traveling for him. He'll still go out to Tagliati there to get some people. He doesn't have a concrete mixer, but I'm fine with that. And the other thing would be, did I get this guy assigned to? This would really be the ones. Yeah, I got this guy assigned. All right. I just forgot I did it. So we're really close to moving people in, and especially when we get these bus stops done. And then we'll have to get a bus over here to do. I really want to get our firehouse going. As a matter of fact, we could probably even. Yeah, let's buy a fire truck. So that's, you know what? Did I really want that one? No, well, that's good. We'll have two fire trucks. One will be a little smaller than the other one. I don't think that'll cause a problem. And I think we have at least one little bus over here ready to go. Now, the other thing I did in between the episodes was I tried to straighten out the mess of vehicles that was coming in here to get electrical components. And what do you... Oh, no. Yeah, that's really kind of an issue, isn't it? Now, what are you doing as far as... Because, well... Yeah, I think some of these trucks may be trying to go to here, or if they're not now, then eventually they'll go to here, and they're trying to bring supplies in, and there's a loop of them. So I don't think I can have this guy wait. He's not waiting, but he's just... Okay, yeah, he's not waiting, but he's steadily getting them, which is causing him to sit there. if that makes sense. Even though he's just waiting for them to make each one, it's like there's not enough time to say, okay, that's all I can get, let me move on. So yeah, we may need to deal with that problem. I'm going to just sort of ignore it for right now because, well, I don't know what else. It's a pretty... I don't know how I would get a bridge in here. I guess what we could do... You know what we could do? Let's get a road. Can we get a road like... Yeah, that would be... Can we get a road over this? No. See, like, some other infrastructure's in the way because it's... You know what? Let's pause it for half a second. I'm going to try to get rid of... Even though this might be a mistake. Okay, well, good. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And can we bring... Can we get across... Yes. Let's just try to get that as far over this way as we can, right? There we go. All right, and then can I... Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We don't need all of that. Okay. Yeah. It's all right. Can we? No. Come on, I just had you. You didn't look like you were gonna go there, right? Like I just. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's commit to that, and we'll get. Do we have construction crews? Oh yeah. All right, so yeah, you build that, and we'll get you. Yeah, we're kind of getting. Well, for the moment, we have a bunch of construction crews sitting around because I've spent so much time focusing in on the trains and all that stuff, and I still want to get. Like you could just see in the beginning, in just this short period of time. You know, we've had a substantial increase in the number of money just in, you know, we're getting a pretty good flow. Now, what I'm worried about is like the fact that these trains are sitting here. There are other vehicles that come here, and I'm worried that like this guy will get starved of electronic components because this one's taking them all away and then exporting them. So it's a little bit of an issue when you have these trains hogging up, in a sense, all of the electronics. So what I'm hoping is that when that truck pulls in here, it takes priority over the train. But I don't know that it will. All right, so we'll get that paved as time goes on. And there's another topic. If you guys had watched my test video, there's no other way to put it other than these pubs are extreme negative unless I just think they're extreme negative. You're almost better off doing nothing than having the pub. And people that go to drink are alcoholic and then they, you know, and I don't know that that means they won't become more unhappy, but the change in their lifespan because they drink is just so significant. So I am going to delete all of our pubs. I think yeah, it's particularly, I'm not sure that the best way to do it is just to delete them or let them run out of alcohol, but when it comes to something like this covered wagon, distributing it, I think I'm just going to start putting these guys over into here, and just so I can delete this building. I mean, I know it's going against everything that I know, or that I assumed, but really we're better off just not having that pub in town here at all. So I'm not going to do that to all of the towns, but we're going to do a little bit of a test. This is, and one of the reasons I'm doing it here, I did think about this, is they're kind of far away. So it's a little bit of a struggle to get alcohol up here anyway. So let's come here and demolish this pub. Rid of that road while we're at it, and I guess we can get rid of a bit of that footpath. That looks a little goofy, but we'll live with it. So was there a footpath over here that, no. Okay. And then, you know, here's this guy. and you know, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I think with the alcohol that I mean, it makes sense. I did the test, and for those of you who watched the test, I've gotten a few comments, and I know the test could be better. There's certainly ways that you could either confirm some things or further, you know, question some of the details when it comes to the test itself. But at the same time, there's just almost no doubt in my mind that having these pubs is not a good thing. And I'm not sure that further testing would necessarily drastically change what I would do in the game, which is to say I had some weird results that you could certainly question, like, oh, when I only had a sport football and not a cinema, I did better. I would not recommend that you don't build a football and a cinema. Right? Like, there's no reason not to build these two unless you're really tight on money. And then the point is that you're still better off not building the pub. Just build whichever one of these you can afford, which often will be the sports, and your people will be better off. I would certainly recommend that you leave room for people to go to the cinema, but just don't build the pub. Like, it's going to shorten people's lifespan. And in the long run, you're going to end up with less people because of the lifespan shortening than you would if you just did nothing. Right? If you did nothing, they're going to be unhappy. But the increase in happiness that the pub brings doesn't make up for the lack of lifespan. So, you know, you may end up eventually, you don't want to do just nothing, but you're better off doing nothing than putting in a pub, which is kind of amazing. So we'll just see what happens with these towns. You know, people are relatively happy. They have a little bit of alcohol going on there, but we'll just see if getting rid of the pubs, you know, has any general effect on them besides maybe increasing their lifespan. So we'll see. Now, I think you could have issues in the long run if you don't keep their happiness up, but I think with the different sports, I think you'll be okay. So let's just see what happens. We're going to, you know, at least get rid of that many of the pubs from the ones that are really far away from our alcohol distribution, but expect that over the next few episodes or whatever the case is, that we will probably just start exporting the alcohol as a way to make some half decent money. There we go. So let's head back here and see how we're doing. Oops, over here on this. Did we get our train stop? I really want, there we go. We got the train stop. Now, do we have anybody assigned to this road? Well, this guy may have, well, he's now auto searching. So let's, I really want you to get those things done. That's fine. This will prioritize, that bus stop. And then, I don't know if anybody's assigned to this road in particular. Let's get this guy and this guy to do this road just so it's completed. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. And then this bus stop here we need to get done before too long. And then now that we have that done, I can come in here and say, blocked. Go to here. You go to here. And we'll start out with those two. And then we'll also get this bus rolling. So I want you to go from here to our firehouse. And you can only carry 25 people. Well, I don't think they'll take extra if they don't need them. So I think that'll just take the max. So now the thing is to get these two done just so that we don't have some weird distribution. You know what? Now let's purchase. We can afford it, even though it'll be expensive. So we're going to do, let's just get them. That way we can start getting people in here, which will speed the whole process up that much more. So there we go. A little bit of money. This is a pub. All right, goodbye pub. We're not worrying about that anymore, which is good. A little bit, and that, so really that does cut down on the complexity too. All right, so let's come here and just real quick get rid of that road. This guy is not connected to that guy. What is going on there? Isn't there a road connection between these two? Yeah, I mean, you would think I could see it. I don't know what's going on. Like, let me go check just to make sure I'm not insane here. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Is it already... Is it just not built? Oh, is it another one of these they really need to... I don't know. There was supposed to be an update. I don't know if I got it or not, and I don't really want that one. Yeah, let's see. Is there a... There it is. Yeah, I just didn't get it built. Okay. I really wish they would fix some of this things being invisible unless you were actually sitting here hovering over it with the tool for... Yeah, I guess it is there. Part of the problem is it's just such a small little dirt thing, right? All right, but that's okay. So we're purchasing everything we need. We should be able to go get some people. It's a pretty momentous occasion every time. Now, what I'm going to do, and I know I didn't really get many comments, but the last video that I mentioned, it just came up. But I think I'm going to grab, just people out of Farminsky. Until Farminsky is completely deleted of people, if they keep reproducing, that's all the better. I don't mind that we have extra people, but in the meantime, we are just going to drag everybody over here and try to fill this house up if I can. There we go. All right, let's take a look. Good. So they don't have any alcohol, and let's just see how they do. I'm very interested to see. This is why would they only have a 79 lifestyle over there, and I'm wondering if without the alcohol that's going to go up. So we'll see. We're going to keep a close eye on these ones. We're not building a pub. So there we go. So we have that. Now, is there anything? How many educated? We have no educated, so that wasn't real smart. No. Oop. No, you know what? We want to keep this. Now I need to pause it. Yeah, let's go over to, just so that they don't refill back in or something goofy over here. Let's see. Can we get rid of at least... Yeah, good. Oh, good. Yeah, you guys all go get super educated. And let's go... I think I just drained all those. There's 134. That's plenty. Or is it? Well, let's 121. Yeah, these people are really getting well educated over here, which is, and there's a lot of them compared to old Revergrad. So we're gonna just take for now. We probably should plan on a university. I would like to start planning on universities in each town. This should give them plenty of educated to... Okay, close that. What is this called? Did I just close that? No, that's town flats. This is the one. Okay, good. So we're all filled up. We got 121. Let's just double check that. Let's turn the time back on. Let's just double check that they're able to go everywhere that we want them to. Yeah, I think so. I can get to the cinema. It's a little bit of a stretch to that cinema from this first house, which makes me a little bit nervous. But there we go. We have people living in here, and we have people going to that bus stop, which means we should have our firehouse going, and then as we get more of these houses built, I think we may end up, they may end up being kind of far away from this cinema. So I think it's probably worth, especially because this road isn't built yet. I'm going to come in here and delete that. It's just a plan anyway. It's not really deleting anything. Does that look straight? Can't build due to infrastructure. Infrastructure. There we go. Good. So now we'll get that bus stop built. Now, what is your problem? Town bus stop. Why do you have a question mark? Fuel. You know what? We do need to worry about... Do we have fuel? No. So we need to get a cistern up to here. So let me go check one thing out that I remember. Okay, no, that wasn't it. All right, so do we have any cisterns? Yes, and it doesn't have anything in it. So we want you to go to here and pick up fuel and then drop it off here. And wait and start. Good. And this does have power, right? You know, I don't really like where that's at, but for now we're going to deal with it because eventually I would like to get rid of this so that we can have more train lines potentially coming through here. But I think that's our only gas station, except for this one, which in this case I don't think we have any other oil tankers. So let's see, yeah, this one, and we'll do something very similar. I know this might be a little bit of overkill, but I'd like to know, in the beginning when I didn't have as much money, I was trying to make sure these things use the trucks as efficiently as possible, but to be honest, it's too much headache. All right, so yeah, you go ahead and start out. And then we should get fuel to here. Now, does this one have power yet? Yes, good. Did we get all of our power done? Before I close that. Can't work because there's no kindergarten. What? Can't you get to the kindergarten? Oh, no, because we need to get this road done. Now, what is your problem? Town bus stop, get 5%, and then go to town unfinished road 3. We're just going to buy that road. Yeah, it's causing too many problems. I understand it cut that off and they couldn't get around, and well, no, why can't you go this way? I don't know. It's finished. It's done. Town is flowing better for it. And now, can you... Let's make sure... Because there's no kindergarten... Okay, well now there is. So you should be able to go to work. Unable to do church. Unable to do any sports. Well, you just need to get over to do sports. They're right there. No pub or tavern. Yeah, we're going to see what happens with that no pub or tavern thing. Unable to get meat. Well, you should have all the meat and everything you need. So again, I'm not listening to you. Let's give them, you got to give them some time to catch up on everything. But there we go. So now we're going to get these two built, which means we'll have to get trains in here eventually. And I think these guys, well, you know what? I'm not going to change where they're getting stuff from. I've already changed a little bit of it to get their supplies from here, but they can bus people in from the other place. And I guess the thing to do next is to start building. Well, let's build this bus stop because I have a pretty strong feeling we're going to need that. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to assign you another house anyway. All right, good. So we should be, and then these, that's the depot. Yeah, I have some extra vehicles up this way. Didn't we set the bus? Go. Yeah, we don't want any buildings burning down. What else do we need? We need to get this bus stop really done. So let's just make sure everybody's, because that gets us our asphalt and our, yeah, see the concrete plant can't produce asphalt. Same thing here. So we really want to try to get that done. So what is this guy doing? He can help by bringing stuff over from Etupafaloo, because it's just not going to hurt, rather than sitting there doing nothing while we're still a little bit urgent about getting this fired up. Yeah, we got all kinds of supplies going in there. Yeah, you know what? You can help with that. Good. So I think we're in good shape. We're about to get a meat thing up here, even though our meat's pretty weak to begin with. Okay. I think that's enough for the moment in getting all that straightened out. So the next thing we did, oh look, here comes some of my equipment that I sent up here. Feels like 45 minutes ago. Looking down, this guy's going to get fuel. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. But once these guys get settled in there, but there should be 2 excavators and 2 bulldozers here. And then maybe we can start from over here. I do like to pause time when I'm doing the leveling, but there's some things I wanted to look at. I've been thinking about it when I haven't been in the game. And we definitely want to get, here's the plan for over here. There's some decent coal up here, and I would like to get our bricks, because our bricks is sort of a mess right now. I just sort of, let's come back over here. So, I don't know if you remember, but our bricks were polluting the heck out of old Revergrad, so I just shoved this up here, kind of tied it into our ore processing. But I'd really rather, you know, make this, I mean, there's no train station in and out of it. I'd like to make it a proper bricks thing. So I would plan on building that up here. There it is, Bricksville. And at the same time, I'm picturing a railroad track that comes out here, follows along here, up to cement and prefabs. Because now these don't need to be big. They're, you know, we already have a prefabs, we already have a cement, but just, you know, like a plant or something or two to just make sure we always have enough cement. Where some of these supplies, I don't think they're really worth dragging all the way across the map. Now prefabs, and I mean, they're not, they have their value. They're not dirt cheap, but just to be able to produce it over here for whatever purposes. And I think it kind of rounds out the map. Same thing with the quarry here. You know, I have all kinds of quarries drawn. I don't think we're going to build 16 quarries. I just wanted to kind of hold out the space. But if we ended up with 2 quarries, that's going to be more than enough stone that we could ever use the rest of our lives. And so, and I would like to get them on part of the loop too. And if nothing else, is because I don't know how much it's even worth dragging stone from all the way over here all the way across the map. The stone's not worth that much in a way. We use a lot of it, but it's just making it much more expensive than if we can just produce some more, a little more locally. Now, having said that, I want this rail line here to come all the way around. You kind of see this road was marking it. Come all the way across here. Well, probably down, missing that hill a little bit, and then come into our distribution 2 over in this area. All right, so having said that, and I mentioned the bricks and then the coal line that would come around this side of the mountain. Picture our coal line. Remember, we did all this fancy stuff that people go, man, look, it's crazy. The idea is that we would have a coal bus. So after the train gets done dropping off his coal, there he is right now, he can choose to go back and get more coal, but he could also choose to come through here with this line right there, come out here and go straight out. He can also decide to turn around, because remember, these are coal plants as well. So these guys would have to come this way is the way of it, but they can come around here, loop back in, come into here, and then they can decide to either come back here, loop back into their original plant, or we could send those coal trains again out this way and they come back in this way. So picture, as part of that coal loop, we would need a bridge or something in this area, and then again right across the river here is where we would do cement and prefabs. So we could tie all of these trains into the same loop, and the only thing that would be on those tracks is coal trains. And then I would also picture building probably a few more power plants over here just to distribute our electricity better around the map. But then if you picture, if we go out enough without getting into the clouds, we would have this coal loop coming all the way around up to here, into here, and then down here. The only trains, you know, so the other end of the coal loop is right here, where, well, right here, where they pick up coal over here. So imagine what that'll let us do is that coal, when it comes to these steel mills, what I'm really picturing is pumping more coal into these steel mills, right? It's not so much that we're going to be taking, I just picture all of the coal mines that we would have, for the most part, could feed in any, like we're not always going to be making a ton of bricks. And I don't even know that we'd have any more than 1 or 2 brick factories anyway. We just don't need that many bricks. We don't need that much cement. We don't need that much prefab stuff. It's not worth exporting them really that much. I mean, it's just not worth making a big export of these things. So even if we did export a few, it's not like I'm going to ramp that up past a certain point. It's not the most profitable thing to export. So we'd have excess coal, and these don't use a ton of coal anyway. And the bricks use a fair amount, but it's not that much. So we could take that excess coal, feed it into here, and feed it into our steel mills. So effectively, we have like 4 of them down here, and then we might even increase. Well, I don't know. With the problems I had getting people here, I think we're only going to have 2 power plants at this point. But I don't think it would be that hard to put another 2 power plants over here. And we could probably still feed them from the same thing. But that's getting off the subject. Does that all make sense for those of you who may have missed other episodes or, you know, didn't see the full plan over here? And the reason that I mention all of that is, there we go. Here comes our guys. Kind of, oh no, wait, they're all going to get fuel, aren't they? Are they going up to here, I hope? I don't know. No. Where the heck are you guys going? Okay, well, yeah. So what I would like to do is cut the video here for a few minutes, and I'm probably going to mostly pause time just so that my darn excavators don't keep going back to get fuel. And I probably wait till these guys come back. That's a bit disappointing that they would. Can I get them to? Yeah, I can't tell them to go to this. Nah. Yeah, I assume they're going to get fuel. And they must be going down to here to get it. You know what? Does this even have fuel yet? Yeah, he's got tons of fuel. Yeah, do we have you waiting? Yeah, good. How about the other? What's this guy doing? Yeah, good. All right, so let me cut it here, and you know, I may just run enough time to get these guys back, but in the meantime, the main reason for cutting it is just to do enough leveling that you guys don't have to watch too much of it. And I'm going to level out this area to start planning out a distribution over here, and that will be our final distribution. You know, we have a nice distribution here, and it doesn't mean we're not going to work on all of this stuff. We'll keep ramping this up and get our car manufacturing going, but I like to sort of stay ahead to try to keep our construction busy. And look at that, we got 69 million already since the beginning of the episode. So we definitely can afford to do a lot more construction, and I'd like to see about just, you know, how much room it would take up, and we'll do another distribution here. And then there was a suggestion from Nino that there is another, we could tie in another export to here. Now, he was saying there's a bigger one, but this is a smaller one. And then before you know it, we're back to Molna. So there's no, I didn't know what he meant about the bigger one. Yeah, so these aren't bigger. They're the same size as Molna, but this one at least has a rail, and it's not that far from where our distribution. So at some point I'm going to plan on a railroad track across here after they drop. It just gives us another option for dropping off the excess as they go around and make their loops. All right, so let me pause it for a minute, and I'll flatten out some stuff, and more with the idea of getting these 2 areas connected with the train loop. And then the other big question after that is, I want to make a loop that doesn't involve them all driving down through here. So, and I'm not sure that I could prevent that anyway with the way the game is. But do we want to try to bring it around this way somehow? We might build a tunnel or two rather than cheaty level everywhere. All right. Well, there you go. You guys get the idea. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. I leveled a bunch of stuff and really didn't not fast forward. I didn't play any time since we last left as far as game time goes. It's been kind of quite a while to get this done. But let me show you what I have so far, and we might try to jam this up a little bit more, but I don't know if it's necessary. So the idea is this would be the regular supplies that we would have in a meat, and then some warehouses so that we could have clothes and food and electronics. No alcohol, I guess, but we'll see. I don't even know that we really need all of this, but whatever, it'll all work out. And then the meat supply, and that's the main purpose of this would be to get a road, and I think this will be the closest depot. This will be where we supply most of this. So there's no real food supply or anything up here, so everything we're running up is coming from further away. Now food, it might just be better to bring it here, but then, we're going to need people in Bricksville, so, we'll have a food distribution here to send out. Probably, well, these people will be a little closer to this distribution and by the car manufacturing there, but you get the idea. We'll have a distribution there, make it a full-fledged distribution center. And then this would be for the construction supplies for different medium things, and then we don't really need 4 medium things, do we? Oops. No. No, really, we're better off with the cement. And what are we doing in here? I have mechanical components here, but then I brought them over into here. That's a good question. I think I need to change it again. We're in the design phase here. Yeah, I think I want to make it just like this one, where we'll bring cement up here. Yeah, so let's just make sure it fits. We'll delete out. Demolish this and that. Let's hit play, and then I guess we should demolish this, and cement will probably fit back in this corner a little bit better. So let's go over to, oops, stop playing time. Let's come back over to warehouses. Cement side. Oops. Game save blocked me again. And yeah, the road should go out this way. Yeah, we don't need a road on this side. Yeah, there we go. And then we want this. Again, I really don't think would we be better off? It doesn't make that much difference. This is more than enough supply. Good, that all kind of fits. So let's just make sure I always like to make sure we can get these dumb things attached. If they're not, okay, there we go. Sometimes if they're not just lined up right, they're finicky. So this would be our construction supplies as far as by train. This would be a gravel, and then I'm not sure exactly where this will go. It sort of could move this way a little bit maybe, but this would be just an aggregate storage so the train doesn't have to sit there all the time. Mistake we made by GW, Gateway Love Distribution. So then the other thing that we will need is, or would be like the fuel and the bitumen. So what I'm thinking of doing, we have our cement thing here. We could talk about getting these, well, see, you have to take them by truck anyway. So regardless of if we were to build a concrete factory over here to use this cement, we can kind of do it anywhere, but like as far as that goes. Now we would want it attached to our gravel. So somehow over here, I would like to get this gravel attached to the asphalt and the cement. The cement's, again, very flexible because it's just by road. And really so is the asphalt because those pipes are just very flexible. So what I'm picturing over in this, if you look, let's go back this way. I'm picturing the main railroad track comes around here and goes back and loops into here. And then in this area, we would have like our tank set up where we could pick up fuel and drop off, asphalt, not asphalt, but bitumen. So this would be where our bitumen tanks. And then we would sort of decide where all this fits in. It might get a little jammed up, but I wanted to come back at this point because I really want to sort of work out. I didn't want to do all the designing, but I wanted to make sure I think it will work, though I may end up having to, we'll just see. Is there enough room to get this train track down here? So I don't have much doubt that we'll get it, kind of stay in the middle. Let's bring it to there. I think we can do that relatively painlessly. And then we'll come up to here. Oh, what are you doing there, buddy? All right, there we go. Now, this road really was to some degree temporary for this, but let's see if we can't get past this road. I don't care about a bridge at this point. I'm just worried that it's gonna push me out a little further than I want to be. This way with those tracks. No, maybe not. All right, so now if we start our turn down the hill, I don't really want you to go out that far. Yeah, let's just see what that does. It's green, so yeah, it's far from perfect. Let's just come here and there. I think we can kind of come straight down. Might as well level it out a bit so it looks a little nicer if nothing else. Oops, no, I messed that up. See how that's messed up? You gotta watch out for that. I didn't expect that to be green. Come on. That's weird. Okay, get rid of all that. Yeah, watch out. Make sure you're definitely on the end of your tracks. And then now, maybe a little bit this way. Nope, there we go. And then let's turn so we can see what I'm doing. Maybe a little bit too far. No, I'm okay with it being kind of a sharp turn to keep it close to that cliff edge. Nope, missed again. Yeah, that gives us some nice room. I was hoping it would work out this way. I might as well just take it that one last bit. Now the other... Thank you, Game Save. I do want to put a road along here, though I'd like to kind of... Yeah, now that I think about it, let's bring this back to here. Back further. Yeah. Let's go... Well, let's just get rid of all that. I'm not laying, I really want to get rid of that little bit there too. I don't know, am I laying the right kind of track or was I laying the wrong track? Yeah, keep this guy. No. Having a hard time here. I'm laying tracks that I don't think are possible. There we go. Yeah, let's start here. Now I may change this in 10 seconds, but why won't you go to the end? Like I want you, there you go. Yeah, so what would have to happen here? Well, the station could be down this way, right? And then we could jam the other stuff up here. So what if we oil loading and unloading? The only thing I want to do is make sure, I do want to put a road along here. Yeah, so I think what if we kept it along this line? And then we could... Oh, could we do that? That might look nice. Yeah, look at that. We don't really need... No, we don't need two lines in and out of here. And then this one would be... Well, we do because we want them to be two-way. Never mind. Yeah, so if this guy came in this way, yeah, that might be... The only problem with this now is that if they came in this way, they would have to keep going that way. There's no crisscross, right? So you'd assume if they come in, but I think I'm okay with that. I just have to be kind of careful that if I assign them to go to here, that they would then maybe need to go to here or someplace they could go to not turn around. Now that's another... Does that make sense? Like, in other words, the way I have this set up, they would either come in on one track or the other, but they couldn't go back out. So I'm thinking that maybe the best thing to do, yeah, you know what? The best thing to do is not do it this way. Yeah, I think part of the thing that's happening to me, by the way, is even though I'm paused, the game is just getting... I think I'm getting to the extent... the limits of the game's ability to deal with things. So these trains are fairly long. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is keep it up this way. What I want to do is, yeah, I think we'll join up. I want them to be able to go both ways. So it's almost like I want crisscrosses. Can you do that? Or is that a bridge too far? I don't like the way you look. I think we could do... Yeah, I don't really like the way that looks, but will this guy attach? So I'm just trying to make some more room where we could do... No. Really? It would be nice if there was an undo as well, wouldn't there? There we go. No. Really? You're choosing that as your best option. All right, let's get rid of the... I think I'm trying to do the crisscross too close to the... Too close to that other track. There we go. That's a bit of a mess, but... Yeah, we don't really need that node in between. What? No. So I'm going to delete these just to get rid of that extra node. And then I should be able to... Hopefully that worked out. Now game save. Okay. So now I don't know. It's not a huge amount of room between there, but we can run this one out kind of long and do something very similar where these guys could come in. Yeah, let's not run you parallel. We'll run you parallel for a little while. We might have to level out a little bit more road. Right there is almost enough room. Let's run this one out. Kind of far. No. Okay, that works. And then let's bring you over to here, and then yeah, this will definitely. Yeah, see, by not putting them close together there, it just didn't mess with me. So is that enough room? Yeah, probably. I mean, the trains are kind of long, but I think there's enough room to put signaling in there. And then now these guys can go in and out whichever way they want. They can drop off their stuff. And let's see. So we now want a road that will come in through here. So let's just get that. Just want to take away a little bit more of this. So it looks a little bit better, I think. All right, and that road. At least for the second, could go there. So there we go. That's, well, we really don't need, nobody's coming here to pick stuff up. So that'll just be a gravel road. And then what I want is, yeah, let's come back to here. So this will be where we would pick up, well, would we want it to be able to pick up both? Yes. Not that I really plan on another asphalt plant any place. So we might be better off with this guy. Yeah, no, I think we might be better off thinking about where the fuel, I think the fuel would go down this end. And now spin it around more. How about here? No. I'm trying to look at the arrows, even though that helper screen's not helping. Yeah, this would work, even though I don't really like the way the road is there. And I built that station the wrong way. All right, so let's delete that. And there we go. So let's get rid of this bit of road, and we're going to have to get rid of a little bit of railroad track. Yeah, and this guy needs to go this way. Hopefully we can... All right, does that make sense? Because it was... the arrows were going the wrong way. So one of these sides will be bitumen, and the other side will be, and I need railroad tracks again. Good, then I'll attach right back up. How about this side? Good. All right, and then I don't, yeah, we don't need a regular roads. We'll just get a, and then I think I have an extra road junction in here. Let's bring it out here so it kind of parallels the tracks. I don't think we're going to need to cross these tracks ever, at least not down here. So now this is going to be, yeah, this will be our fuel, because why not? So let's get a pipe that will, all right, so that's going to take fuel out of here, and then pump, just to pump it out of this tank into the next one, where I can't really see. Where's the road? There it is. I guess that's okay. Yeah, let's keep it up this way. Now, these can be, put the roads in, just to make sure we can go straight that way for a minute. And then let's delete at least that. So now coming out of here, we want another pipe. And we could come, yeah, no, we can come right around there, can't we? All right, no reason to go over the road at all. Nice. And then we're going to want another tank for fuel. I kind of like the way that road is. I think this will work out fine. We could bring this guy pretty close. Let's see, can we get a pipe? So in other words, we'll pump out of here. So the only real purpose of this pump is to pump into this tank so that we sort of maximize out the flow. And then, yeah, I think that means, so the reason I laid all that out first was because, yeah, we want this guy this way. Yeah, I guess we'll put them parallel to the road. I think that'll be okay. And then I'll do the bitumen thing on the other side, which kind of works out because that'll get us closer to wherever we put the asphalt plant. So now let's jump over to here. So this tank can just feed right into there, but let's take a look at what roads we need. Did I do asphalt roads? Yeah, I don't know. They don't need to be asphalt roads. So this guy needs a road, or do we just... Yeah, you know what, I'll attach them up. It's not going to make that much difference. All right, so I think that would get fuel into here. And fuel doesn't really need to go any other place. We just have these reserve tanks, so in case we ever have fuel issues. So I think, yeah, we can get rid of this other. There we go. Good, so there's our fuel. Now bitumen, we want our first bitumen tank. Yeah, that wouldn't work there. So I guess the first bitumen tank. Let's see, is that an innie? No, I guess we'd want it. Yeah, like this would be okay. Yeah, there are no trains coming out of that other one. I guess that's attached. Yeah, so let's see. Can we get a pipe? Might as well keep it up in the air. I don't think it makes... Yeah, that's... Can I go? No. No, see, I don't think that's going to work with the road. Let's just... Let's do... I know what we can do. Let's just demolish some things. Like that. Yeah, and even this. So let's take this road and swing it more this way so that it's not so close to that right there. Right, yep, and then I can come right down here. Let's say here. And then we'll go up in the air. I don't know if this will cause problems. 1, 2, 3. And then I should be able to just, no, don't attach. Just go right on the other side of the street. Nah, then you won't attach. Oh, come on. The worst part is with these, like, it just deletes the whole thing. But let's try it back from this side, because I think I had it looking, 1, 2, 3. Like, I wish I could just put that piece up and then connect it from the other end, but it doesn't really like that. So now we should be good. So let's go and then go back down. Yeah, yeah, see, does it? Yeah, maybe it did like that. Okay, there we go. So now we'd have bitumen into the first tank, and then we need another pump. Yeah, so I think I'd put my pumping station. Yeah, I'd like to even, it doesn't make too much difference, but I would like to shove this, I think, further so I could get that tank, jam it up this way as much as is reasonable. So can I just do that? Yep, so when we pump out of there, or we'll pump, the pump will suck out of this tank into here, and then we'll have another. Yeah, I think we could do it this way. I think that might be a little friendlier towards the roads. And then out of this pump, we'd go into that tank. And then really, why won't you go? Oh, there you go. Is there a reason? Yeah, no, I don't like that. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I was thinking we'd go from there, but I think the asphalt will flow fine into our asphalt plant. Now, let's go ahead. So that's going to be pumped, boom. So this will be nice and full. We have this connected to our drop-off station. Wonderful. Let's go to construction and look for, where's the asphalt plant? Asphalt plant. So, oh look, that's perfect. It's just what I was hoping for. So yes, we'll stay a little bit away from that railroad track because we need to get a bridge in here. Let's go back real quick just so we don't forget. All right, so there we go. So there is an asphalt plant, and the reason I was so happy too is that our conveyor, we can have a conveyor pumping out of here. Now, one of the questions is with these roads, let's do roads real quick. over here. So these roads want to be asphalt. And for now, I'm just going to do like this. So this is connections to that, and then we'll do that. Oh, we'll do this. Let's delete this guy back and finish off. You know what? Let's delete this guy just so it's one road project. Can you go there? It doesn't matter, does it? No, so there we go. So now, same thing here. This guy could, might as well delete that little bit off the end. And this guy can attach up there. It's, again, more just firefighting and construction road, which, yeah, we definitely should get, I think, a fire company down here. So there we go. So let me delete this because it's a bit of a mess. And we need to figure out, let's get the railroad tracks going. Yeah, we really, see that road's like, I was kind of afraid of this. Maybe it's not so bad. Though I definitely want to do something better in the future. So there we go. So that's the in. Yeah, and you know what? We really, I don't think I want 2 tracks. I don't think there's any need. So what we want is something like, yeah, I was afraid of that. Can we go from here? No. All right, so that's, we need to get rid of some of this track. And we're kind of running out of time here. Let's, can we do, there you go, that's at least better. Let's do a little manual kind of touch up there. See if that doesn't make the difference. Yes, it did. So there we go. So if they're coming in this way or coming in this way, they can get in here and then they'll come back out. I think that's too sharp. Yep. Just missing. All right, so trains can come out here, then they're going to come back around here. Same thing with this guy. You know what would really kind of be nice? Let's get rid of this. I'd rather have less connections on the main track. So could we do something like this? No, you won't level? Come on, turn yellow. See, the track leveling is one thing, but watch this. If you come over to the roads, I'm almost willing to bet you... No, we can't get that yellow. Okay, yeah, no, see, it's a little easier sometimes to get the road thing to turn yellow. Stop that. Yeah, let's... It's going to be a bit much. It's going to be tough to get this guy in. Yeah, you get interfered with another road. All right, so let's see. Yeah, oh, there we go. Where was that little yellow? Give me that yellow again. There we go. No, okay. All right, let's do a little levelly out of here because I think that's going to be, we don't want that so drastic. Like the road leveling doesn't do perfect and when it gets real steep. Yeah, it's just a little bit much. But I think we're going to do a bridge over that point there. All right, let's see. Can we get that? That might be close. No, you won't turn green. But let's take you back a little bit further. Let's get rid of that altogether.
See how it kind of leveled itself right back out of being good? No, not that one. This is where this old-fashioned leveling tool kind of comes in nice. Yeah, I think let's get this green to there. Yeah, really? You should be able to get green. I know you can. It's just that it's not smooth enough. Oh, I saw a flash of green and then it turned. All right, come on. The episode's taking too long. Oh, see that flash of green? Come on, turn green for me. Go the other way. No, it's just making it worse. Just gonna take that down a tad. Come on. I know you wanted to be green at one point. All right, I'm gonna have to call it quits here just because the episode's about that long. No, let's try from the other way. All right, you know what we can do? Sorry, I didn't think of that sooner. I think this will work. There you go. Sorry about that. All right, so now, how about we come out this way? Yeah, this guy should definitely be able to get green too. You know, if nothing else. No, we don't want that, but there you go. See if we can get them up to here. There we go. So now we have less things. That was a lot of work for less things on the main track, but now they can come in here. There's, you know, generally speaking, enough room between signals. Not perfect, but you know, at least I don't expect too much traffic in here. And then this guy would come out and be able to go. Yeah, we'll keep this being just one big mess of an intersection. All right, so this, if they come out, they'll be able to go on the train this way, and then that might be a little bit too much to ask there. I'm okay with that. All right, so when they come back out, they can head back this way, they can head over this way, they can come back into here for whichever direction, they can go to the gravel, they can go to each one of them, wherever they want. It might make for a little busy, but we're not, you know, it's not that many trains that we're going to end up having. They can loop around here, they can go through a crisscross, decide, you know, we'll kind of try to make this a two-way through here so they can come in, turn around, go back out, hopefully not block anybody else up. Good. And again, I don't expect too many trains coming into our thing. So the next episode, and I will probably record these back to back so that if you guys had comments, we will get done with this. Now, before the next episode, I will probably take a few minutes to get. So what I was doing was just sort of leveling this out until I got to about here, and it said, no, you need another excavator. And I think there may be a gap where we might not reach, but it will only be a little one. But then I'd like to come up here and just tie that line together. Now, I don't have any big plans other than maybe we'll figure out how we get bridges across. Because the other question that I'd have that we didn't really think about yet is we need to get these roads connected up, and then I don't think we need supplies by railroad over to Bricksville, but we're going to need that train coming in, and I think we're definitely going to want a road bridge. And the way this is, you know, here's our road coming down at this moment, so I'd like to work out getting a road and a bridge that we could then, you know, drive over and start doing our construction in Bricksville. And we need to work out the rest of these roads and how do we get, you know, what's the best way to get them in and out of here without causing traffic jams between the trains sitting in certain places. Okay. Well, there we go. So it's been long enough. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode, and I will be right back probably to pick up where we left off and getting this our final distribution, you know, completely designed so that we can start our final construction projects. Hopefully the map holds out that long for us. We'll see what happens. Well, thank you guys. I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.